This is James with Colonial Broadcast. It's January 6, 2017. I want to speak to you about the events in Chicago, as well as our apparent redirection in foreign policy regarding Israel. Um, those of you that don't know, a white disabled male, mentally disabled male, was kidnapped in Chicago by what he thought was a black friend of his. This man that chose to transcend the skin color of someone, look into their heart, thought he saw a friend in this person. Well, this person and his four compatriots, however you want to see it, or three, excuse me, three thug friends decided to kidnap this individual, tie him up, gag him, kick him, punch him, scalp him, which is how we went back to the 1800s. I don't know, but yeah, they were cutting this man's head open. Burned him with cigarettes, make him drink toilet water, and then cursed at him, saying F Donald Trump, F white people, and essentially trying to make him say the same thing to their amusement, all while showing this on Facebook to the world, which many were laughing apparently. Many in their friendship circle think this is funny. So to those, I just want to say, jump off a cliff. We don't want you in society. If you thought this was funny to any stretch of the imagination, you're a sick individual, and I would be happy to see you get the chair. And I think the rest of society would too. To the four that are involved, I just want to say that I really do hope you get the maximum punishment available. I really do. You are sick individuals. You have no soul. And you are only a stretch, an arm of the devil himself. You deserve no clemency, and you deserve no support. And I hope God does not have mercy on your soul, because you have made Chicago even worse. You have made America even worse through your actions. So, you're sick individuals. That's all you are. Now, CNN comes on. They try to clean this up so that way liberals don't necessarily see this as a hate crime. And I'm speaking to Don Lemon and it seems his co-host Simone. These two people are apologists for black racist. That's what they've come out and apparently seem to condone. It's only racism if you're white, apparently. These people don't see racism. They don't see this as a hate crime. Oh, boys will be boys. This is the stance they take. It's just kidnapping, a little bit of fun that just went wrong. This is a hate crime, pure and simple, and I hope it gets condemned. I hope two things happen to Don Lemon. I hope he comes out and apologizes, as well as Simone. Simone specifically, I hope jumps off a cliff, but I don't think she's brave enough to do that. But anyways, I hope both of them lose any source of income they can have, because they are sick people who deserve no viewership whatsoever. It would be only justifying to see them go be janitors at some very, very rundown warehouse, because that's really all they deserve in life. Apologizing for a crime like this is sick behavior, no matter who you are. If you are defending this, you are a sick individual. Anyone can be racist, and anyone can commit a hate crime. Doesn't matter what your race is. And Simone seems to have some distorted view that if you're black, well, somehow the historic narrative of slavery still exists, and these people should be given some kind of special treatment. Well, they should not. These people should get the needle, as should any person that sits there and abducts someone, kidnaps them, treats them in this torturing manner for extended periods of time. I'm sure she'd feel very different had they kidnapped her, tortured her. called her the N-word or whatever. I'm sure her call to war would be very clear. So that's really all I got to say about this. Now, to that end, I want to talk about, moving on, segueing over here to our new foreign policy regarding Israel. It's abysmal. It's abysmal behavior by the president himself and John Kerry. They have no leg to stand on. They want to make this case of a two-state solution. Well, the Lebanese, the Jordanians, the Syrians, the Egyptians, and the Palestinians have no room for a two-state solution. They proved this time and time again. Hell, even Iraq, not the new Iraq, but the previous administration, the Husseins, had no room for a two-state solution, which included anything with Jews in the name. So, for those of you who don't know, the Israelis, the Jews, agreed to a two-state solution. They agreed to their little sliver of the land. It was the Arabs that attacked them. And yes, I know that a lot of y'all in the comments could possibly make this more complicated than it is. But at the end of the day, the Arabs brought war against the Jews, the Israelis there. Since then, since that pitiful loss, actually, 5 nations attacked one and got their asses handed to them. So since that pitiful loss, they've done nothing but cry about it. They cry in public, and behind the scenes, they try to come up with ways of exterminating the Jews. You had Iraq trying to make a nuclear weapon, I believe in the 80s. Well, that got taken out, thankfully. Publicly condemned by the U.S., but privately thanked, because, shortly after we went to war, because, Hussein was a dictator, and he was crazy. So, you've had Syria trying to create a nuclear reactor twice with the help of North Korea. It's kind of funny that y'all, I don't know, have some kind of pity for these Arabs after they try to create weapons of mass destruction only to nuke an area. Many people say this is a land grab. Well, you don't nuke the land that you want. When you nuke the land, you can't use that land for years to come. We're just getting Chernobyl back to being able to be used, right? So if you nuke Tel Aviv, you nuke Jerusalem, you don't want that land. It's not much of a holy site, is it? So, to the Arabs, they claim that Jerusalem is the third holy site in their Islamic religion. Well, it's the Jewish's most holy site, and the Jews were there first. And while the Jews accepted a two-state solution, but actually cut them off from the bigger part of Jerusalem, they won that while being preemptively strict with war. When Jordan attacked them, they had full right to take Jerusalem and the West Bank. So when John Kerry sits there and tells you that this is nothing short of a land grab on the part of Zionist Israelis, that's very disingenuous. And it really speaks to his character, doesn't it? Now, granted, his character hasn't changed since the Vietnam. He's still the same person, a sick individual. So he's looking out for himself. That's about it. So here we've allowed the UN Security Council to condemn these settlements in the West Bank. You know what, UN? We as the American people, we as the taxpayer, are going to start funding you. We don't need you. So, I'm sorry, but we give you 22% of your overall budget, and we give you so much more on these individual budgets. And yet, you don't do your part. You never have. So, I'm sorry, but I think Donald Trump, I think President Trump needs to go ahead and roll back the funding on you. Just roll it back until you give your fair share. Until you stop letting the Arab nations control everything. Because that's exactly what we're seeing here, and it's stupid, stupid, stupid that we would take this stance. But when we look at our leader, our current president, we understand why. This is a man that claims to be Christian, which no one can prove what's in your heart. That is a fact. So President Obama could be Christian, he could be specifically Catholic or evangelist, Baptist, whatever, could be a Jew. But what is a fact is he has registered as a Muslim in the past. At the very least, this is a man that is a Muslim apologist. He is. He absolutely is. And it's sick behavior. He tries to use the Crusades as a way to justify jihad in the modern era. He tries to make Christians feel bad about themselves when our Reformation came and went, and we've been changed ever since. He refuses to condemn ISIS for what it is, which is simply just radical Islamics. It's radical Islam at its best. These people don't want a state that is, multicultural. They want a caliphate. They want to install a caliphate. They are pissed that the Ottoman Empire doesn't exist anymore, and they want to make a new one. They want a giant stretch of land, and they hope to conquer the globe. I mean, this has been in their charter for, I don't know how people don't get this. They want Sharia, which is Muslim law, to stretch across the world. So this stance that we've taken against Israel is nothing short of damning behavior on behalf of our current administration. And we're going to change that with the next administration. So you Israelis, have no fear. The new America is coming for you, and we're going to help you out. For those of you that say that they're Zionist, whatever, I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. I've watched Israel take land and give it right back as a measure to make peace with Egypt. They took the Golan Heights, they give it back. Every time they give land back, you see people launching missiles into Israel. I'm sorry, if I was the Prime Minister or President of Israel, I'd be saying, you know what? It's time we use everything to bombard these idiots. But yet they take the measure of trying to find peace. They've done it multiple times. And yet every doggone time they do, they get slapped in the face. And the U.S. answer to this is slapping them in the face a little bit more. The time for a two-state solution has come past, it's dead. I mean, it's so past dead that the blood is weighing the dead body down now. The blood has ceased to move inside the dead two-state solution's body. Let Israel be. Let private citizens, whether they're Christian, Jew, whether they're Arab, which there are Arabs in Israel, let them purchase the land in the West Bank. They bought that land fair and square, just like they bought it in the past. This two-state solution is a fabrication of the UN trying to make buddy-buddy with all the Arab nations. It's ridiculous, and it needs to stop. We don't get involved in any of the Western world, and yet we choose to condemn these people time after time again. We're apologists for what the Egyptians were. We're apologists for what the Jordanians were. We're apologists for the Syrians. We're apologists for the Lebanese. We want to apologize for the entire Arab world, but yet somehow condemn the Jews, even though we kind of gave them the right to go there? Does that make any sense to you? So, and I know many of you will start looking up stuff, and you'll want to look up the events of a Israeli fighter plane attacking a naval ship, which I understand. I believe it's the USS Liberty. It needs to be investigated fully. And if there are political reasons for that, covering it up, masquerading the truth, they need to be exposed. However, that's one event. One event does not, it does not, I guess, seal the fate of a nation. One event by what is probably a few people in government should not seal the fate of 6 million Jews. I mean, we're talking about essentially the last of their race. And they're slowly gathering in Israel. And the Palestinian Hamas, their charter is, let's kill them all. Let's throw them in the sea. Let's let them gather, and, well, we'll go borrow a nuclear weapon from North Korea and just seal their fate. So our U.S. foreign policy needs to be to support Israel. This is nothing short of idiocy, and we need to change. So again, I'm James for Colonial Broadcast. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. I have more to come. By the way, I hope you enjoyed my sombrero back here, my cowboy hat, and my soon-to-be crib back there. So, anyways, y'all have a good day. We all look forward to the inauguration of President Trump.